time because this is a sibling session with my sister, Heather. She's looking really great today because
I look awful. Thank you.
I came over. She's had some time off work. We'll get to that maybe if she cares to share that. But I think she's beautiful all the time. And she is here joining us for a much awaited sibling session. She has not made an appearance on my podcast ever. And I've wanted her to be on it for a long time. So what we're going to talk about is we're going all the way back to episode 1. We can talk about 1 because Heather's been with me through everything. We're full-blooded siblings, the only ones. Heather was first. So I didn't have a moment of my life without Heather until I turned 17 or 16. And she abandoned me.
That's not family.
No, I talked...
Escaped is a better word.
You escaped, yeah, exactly. No, she did escape for that. But
is that what you were thinking when you were packing up all my stuff?
Yeah, I was crying. I talked about that in, I think, episode 4. Because you guys like, or our dad's like, pack up all your sister's stuff. Because she was, like, the only one there that, like, gave a fuck about me. I remember, do you remember this? This is just our life in general when we were kids, so, little kids. I got my mouth washed out with soap. Sandy washed my mouth out with soap. I remember it was like Irish, hell no, I didn't ever call. She slapped me one time because I rolled my eyes.
Yes,
okay. And I did not see it coming. I, like, followed the floor.
Maybe it was mom you called a bitch.
My mom, I probably did call a bitch. But love you, Mom, because she watches the podcast. Hi, Mom. So, I got my mouth washed out with soap, and I had to go to bed because I was like, that's what always happened. You had to go to bed with no dinner or some stupid shit or whatever. Do a bunch of awful chores. It'd be nice to have Justin for some of these because he was part of some of them too. But, and you felt so bad for me. I was like crying and I had soap in my mouth. They wouldn't let me wash it out. And you brought me a handful of Cocoa Krispies. Do you remember that shit? You were like, here. And it was like a rabbit. I was like,
I do remember you getting your mouth washed out with soap, and I do remember feeling something.
It might have been when, okay, so Justin remembers this, because it was to Justin, he, like, did something, he made me really mad, that I got so mad, I was, like, 8 years old or something, I was like, you motherfucking piece of shit bastard, I said every fucking word I could think of, like, your mama's a snowblower shit, and then Justin's just sitting there with this smirk on his face, which I thought was odd, because they're... Right, and then so I turn around on my heel, and there's my dad, and he's standing like this, and just, yeah, I was like,
did you get mouth
washed
out with soap then?
I think that might have been the result of that. Remember you said dog shit? Or chicken shit?
I said chicken shit.
Which Justin, so we learned it from Justin,
yeah.
But he knew he had the grandpa filter, because I'm a sailor. And so are my parents, by the way. Sandy and my dad cuss all the time. That's who we got it from.
Which is not good for a nurse.
Or a woman.
Yeah, or a woman.
But I don't do it when I'm at work.
No, exactly, because I have the grandpa filter.
But, so, another coworker that I don't get along with, came in and we had engagement and we talked and then she left and Heather was like, that was really good. You did really good. I was like, this is because I'm a professional. She's the unprofessional one. So stories of, how far back do you remember? Do you remember living with Mom in the apartment and her boyfriend, Eric, with one eye? Do you remember him?
So, only because I do not have a vivid memory of him. I remember his hair was kind of curly and
black.
Yeah, longer and dark.
He had long black. Yeah, he was like 80s rock mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you remember her posters on the wall?
Yes, of Poison.
Poison and Cinderella. I remember Cinderella specifically because of Cinderella, the Disney movie, and we were like super into Disney. We had like this little record player. We are Siamese. That's like that was like our favorite, and the world one. It's a problem.
They were all Disney records. I had a good time with my Disney records.
It was a good time. I barely remember that because I was like 2, but I do remember it. I remember sitting in our room and how they were like cranking that shit up. She was like 4. Like
I remember Tina being around more.
Tina, yeah. Because she was our like nanny, kind of. When they get here, we can use this. But Heather's got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm hoping that she'll come on here and tell her story, and she'll be season 2. But we can't make her do anything, now, can we? Season 1 was the family story. So I kind of want everybody to branch off from there. So after everybody turns 18, then what happens? And each story has their own thing because we all got fucked up shit.
Yeah, that we do.
And Tony, I want him on here. And I mean, the least, no offense, Justin, but you were like the most boring person as far as like you did good.
You have the least amount of trauma.
When I tell him stuff, like I was talking to him about something that just happened, and he was like, "You guys have so much drama." He says to me, he said that to me like when I was going through my thing. I'm like, Hey,
Yeah.
the drama finds us. It's crazy. Like, we're just viewed as these dramatic, like, people that have all this problem. But no, we're just cursed. I think I've discovered we're cursed. I told Tony that.
I'm the least dramatic component of this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm more dramatic than anybody, but
No, I mean, like, just in the situation that's going on with me, I
No, you're
was the
passive
pillar
person.
of stability,
Yeah.
and everything else around me was dramatic.
plus you're pretty passive. I'm more aggressive, and she's more passive, which is why we're like yin and yang. We're very much alike, but then not. Like how we think and things like that are the same, but then she's like very passive, like just keep the peace, just give your mom a hug shit. I don't hide how I feel. And Heather tends to put on a face sometimes for people's feelings and fuck your feelings, sorry. Like, I mean, that's how I feel. What about my feelings? So yeah, that's that. But you know, we're here to assess Heather. So what are some fond memories that you have? Of our
Fond?
Remember when he took us to go see a movie and they were like sold out? We went and saw that movie Boomerang with Eddie
Oh
Murphy.
my god.
Do you
yeah.
remember
What were we
that?
supposed to see?
I feel like it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I do remember seeing Boomerang in the theater.
And it was the worst. I was,
was so dumb.
appalled. It was about this man, Eddie Murphy, who was like dating different women and,
Yeah.
and having sexual intercourse with them.
He took
on
his
the movie.
children, his young children, to see this movie.
Yeah, and we were little. Like, I couldn't have been more than 10.
Yeah.
And we were watching this movie, and he had an obsession with feet. And like every girl he slept with had like some fucked up feet. And
I do remember that.
Isn't that weird?
Your brain, it just boggles me anyway.
Yeah, they would do stuff like that, but it would always be like some like not fun. Like, we went on a family vacation every year to up north into the freezing cold in May.
I mushroom hunt to this day.
Took us
though,
out of
because
school.
that.
Made us
Yeah.
do homework and stuff just so they could.
It was a
fucking
vacation so that we could do homework, sit in the woods in seclusion and do homework.
We didn't even have running water. Okay, and it was
in
if
an
we had an
outhouse.
outhouse. I was terrified of this outhouse. I was Sandy's like, oh yeah, one time
A bear.
Grandma Melba saw a bear and it came right up to the window. I'm like, yay! No, I can't wait to go to the run out to the bathroom in the middle of the
Every
night.
time you had to drop a news at midnight, you were worried that
Meanwhile, Sandy's got a chamber pot over here. And we were all like in this little one room that had like we couldn't even stand up in it. We had to crawl on the ground. And the other side was reserved for, mushrooms. My favorite. So this was our vacation every year. We went mushroom hunting and it was a nightmare and it was terrible and I hated it. But we did get to ride dirt bikes, paintball, and chop wood. He's like, you didn't chop wood. I'm like, you fucking chopped wood. We were like, you think that I had an easy life? I did not. We didn't have an easy life. Our life was, we were like little boys. We were our dad's toughest boys.
Do you remember the cabin a few down that had burned down? And
I'm talking about remembering stuff. I forgot about that. And we would go through it and we found all those comic books that were burned
there
out.
was all kinds of weird
Just like,
treasures
oh
in
my
there. And the
God.
porcupine.
And we got in trouble.
Do you remember the porcupine that was living in it?
Yeah, and they had babies or something.
Something. I just remember there being a porcupine. I was terrified of that porcupine that was living in this.
I remember having a weird feeling about that place just because it
Same.
was burned and
Same.
like there was like kid stuff.
Same.
Yeah, it was weird. But Justin was all into it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Come on, guys," and we got in trouble for going in there.
Yeah, we did. But they
It's
couldn't
so
keep us away. I think we still
Here's a
went.
good one. Remember when we were up north and we were playing hide and seek when there used to be other people that were up there? Remember right in the, oh my god, there's so many good memories up north, actually funny ones. But Heather like laid down on the like neighbor's porch and they had like fire ants or something and
Oh
she was
my
like
God.
covered. It's always something with Heather. She's always
I have
covered
the
in some
worst
insect.
luck.
Every insect.
As a bug flies into my
He's like,
mouth.
yep, he's like, just like this. Heather has the worst luck with insects. But another story up north, one time we were out mushroom hunting and we used to ride these like bikes out and Heather had like this motorcycle, like it was weird, and I had like a little mini bike.
Dirt bike.
And Justin, and she like, we were like going up a hill and she hit like a root or something, went sideways down, just
Ran right
was
over.
right behind her, just like ran right over.
I promise you he accelerated. He said, yeah, that happened. That happened.
I'm sorry. I remember this as a child on a mini bike though, so I couldn't have been maybe 9 on a mini bike, and I was behind Justin. I was the caboose. But
Nice people break.
I braked. I didn't run over
Nice
with Heather.
people.
I stopped. I'm like, oh my god, it's a catastrophe.
Justin had a vendetta against me.
Justin was kind of
Clearly.
dark to us. Like Justin was like, you were the bad one. I was like, why? Because I smoked cigarettes? I wasn't bad. Heather snuck out and did all kinds of fucked up shit. I didn't do that. I would sneak around because my dad wouldn't let me do shit.
Can we back that story up for a minute? I snuck out at 18 because I wasn't allowed to do anything.
Okay, but if you were 18, you should have stood up for. If it was me, I'd been like, Bye.
I just was like, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm graduated from high school. I'm an adult. I have a job. I make my own money. I pay for my own car. But yet I still have to ask permission to like go out with my friends. And whenever I asked, the answer was no.
Yeah, the answer was no. At least they taught you some things about life. They never.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking sneak out and do what I want.
Yeah, they're awful. So I'm just going to interject with some parenting advice now that I'm an adult parent and have my own children that are both basically adults. My daughter's about to be 19.
If you have a good kid, then have a conversation with them and let them.
Let them be children.
Good kid.
Don't try to over protect your children and overrule your children, because all that's going to make them do is hate you and sneak around. Just let them do it. Just let them do it. I let my kids just do it. And they choose not to half the time. I want them to go and they won't go. I
feel like, I don't know if you consider this, but I feel like I'm so messed up on so many levels simply because of the oppression and the...
Sure. My affection and attention thing is from my father.
Yeah.
I have to have it. I have to have a man that's totally in love with me and devoted to me and gives me gives me all this daddy love that I never got. So it sucks. I need comfort and security. It's very important to me. I know it's an important thing anyway, but it's overly important to me.
Yeah.
I have to feel like you love me and care about me and you're not going to leave me. I have to be the one that would be the more likely one to leave. Not that I would, because I'm very loyal, but because I don't want...
You want the option
I don't like
to
the
be
fear of losing that.
Yeah.
Losing what I wanted my whole life. I mean, that's what you don't get it, you want it. Like, we wanted it. Lucky for us, what?
Fear of abandonment.
Yeah, and lack of love, because I think that we were saved slightly because of, even though our mom was not very loving, she was I guess just better than my dad.
She did the best she could.
She wasn't loving, she wasn't that, but she made sure our needs were met, and she didn't keep us from having fun, I guess.
She wasn't our dad.
Do you remember going to Marge's?
You do remember.
Do you remember her?
We had a teeter-totter in the back.
Yeah, we never got to go outside because Mom usually dropped us off there when she was going on a hot date, and so it was nighttime. We had to watch fucking endless episodes of Wheel of Fortune.
Endless episodes. Is that why you feel some kind of way about Wheel of Fortune?
I liked
my subconscious
probably, but I actually liked Wheel of Fortune because they had Vanna White and her dress was always different. And I looked forward to that. I was very small. I was probably 4, and I remember this.
Right. But
weird. When
Vanna
Jeopardy,
White lover.
Yeah. Heather, I was 4. Well, I mean, I didn't know even how to read. I was just I guess I just look forward to this chick's dress, right? So, and then there'd be Jeopardy. I hated Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I'm all right, I guess I'm going to sleep. I'm you got any Barbies? I remember asking her if she had Barbies, but I remember she had a Michael Jackson Barbie. she waddled back. Oh my God! Dude, Michael Jackson Barbie. She's well, I got this one. I'm Michael! Ow! I didn't really know who Michael Jackson was. I'm you play with this weird looking black Barbie?
This is a weird black Barbie.
Because it was Black Michael.
Right. It was Bad Michael.
It was not quite bad. It was Beat It Michael.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he was still dark skinned, and I knew who Michael Jackson was. I loved Michael. Mom used to told me she used to prop me up in my seat when I was 1 or 2, and because Thriller would come on MTV every morning when it was number 1. That was his first number 1, and as we know from the Michael movie.
And then MJTV all through the 90s probably helped too. But
that didn't hurt. But I liked him before that. And, my sweet Michael Jackson dances I would put on for my parents. It was a good time. I don't think Heather ever participated.
I never participated. My child, though, can moonwalk. I was, because I remember Travis.
Being a naughty little shit. Yeah, Travis, sorry, you were a naughty little shit. But Lucas kind of did it sometimes too, but Cody never did it. Cody was a good one. I'd be all right, guys, time to go back, because I'd be sick of being okay, we're done here. And Travis, as soon as I said that, would look at me and run the exact opposite direction like a jerk. I'd get so mad. I'm all right, bye. I'm act he'd cry.
Every time.
I'd get so mad.
When Travis tried to bury money at the...
Yeah, we talk about that in his sibling session.
Oh, did you?
I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to have all these bad memories because he almost died that night. But he told me that he thought it was a $1 bill and took it out of Mom's purse. I said, but I mean, the fact that you took anything out of Mom's purse was your first mistake. But no.
Naughty little kids! You're all naughty!
It's the warden, right? Oh, I have cramps. I need some ibuprofen. Gotta go to the warden for that. Do you have anything on your commissary? Nope. Sorry. No, he'd be why do you need it? Yeah. I have fucking cramps. I don't want to tell my dad, just give it to me.
Do you remember I had asthma and
He took you to that woman's house? That was weird.
Not just that, but like anytime.
Why do you think that's okay? Why do you think that's okay, Dad? Like, no, they don't. Let's take him to this random woman's house.
Mm-hmm. But instead of the hospital while you're dying in the van.
What's that about? What about the broken arm thing, too? That was fucked up, Dad. Like, screamed at me all the way there and get in. Come on, sweetie. I'm like, what? Sweetie? You never go, who's Sweetie? Like, fuck, I'm crying. You just screamed at me all the way here because I broke my arm. Like, I did that.
How dare you break your arm on
I told
purpose.
Justin I'd walk it off.
I know, I remember.
He was like, you're not walking it off. Like, don't get him! He's like, I'm getting Rick. I'm like, no!
Did you tell the story about getting kicked in the butt when you're puking?
You didn't watch my podcast? That's
I did, but
you gotta watch episode 2. Justin's gonna watch episode 2.
Of course I watch your podcast.
Never abused us. Never hit me. I've never been hit. Except when my dad kicked me when I was 6. That's the only time I got hit as a fucking child. I never got spanked.
Leanne spanked me with,
Leanne never spanked me. Remember when you and Tony were playing with the dead cat? Lured me over there.
I do remember that.
You guys are sick.
Mom went fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Mom lost her goddamn mind.
She got the fucking fly swatter. Like, how is that supposed to hurt, Mom? It's like plastic and blimp. It ain't gonna hurt.
We were in the. Do you remember her lining us up in the basement and beating the shit up?
Yeah, why the basement? That's fucking weird, Mom. Like, you thought we might cry and somebody might hear us while you abused us.
I don't know why I remember that.
I remember because Tony didn't. He was like, are you serious? And just spanked him because it's like this floppy. I mean, it didn't hurt. She was like, what? It didn't hurt? And he just started wailing on it with his hand, and I was like, we were children. And here's the thing, like, why do you spank your kids for playing with a dead cat? You didn't tell us it was wrong. We just found out it was wrong.
Right.
And you're gonna spank your kid? Like, don't you get
and
a
by
warning?
Playing with the dead cat, like poking it with the stick, because it was roadkill, right?
I wasn't. Like, they were
normal kids.
I was horrifically standing by, like, oh my god.
Was it?
I mean, it was you and Tony. I remember because I got in trouble. I was mad. That was one of the only times that I didn't do it.
Was it?
No, this was on Diamond where you got beat up for your lunch money.
Oh,
do you remember that? I barely remember it, but I all I remember is when you got beat up. I guess I just watched.
You did.
I mean, I was a child.
Thanks for having my back.
I was 4 or something. Maybe 5.
Worthless.
Because we went to go live with Mom when I was 6. So I couldn't have been that old. Why are we walking to school in the ghetto, Mom? Heather was like 8.
Let me tell you.
Carrying the lunch money.
Zero fucks.
How'd they know you had the lunch money?
Because I was the older one. Of course the older one has the money.
They were boys, too. Like picking on these little white girls who were walking to school for no fucking reason.
We were defenseless little children.
Heather was a nerd. I mean, like, leave her alone. And I was little. Like, they never touched me. They never even acted like I existed. They just wanted her money. They went, where's my money, Brian? But this guy, I remember this guy was, like, in his garden. It was early, too. Like, 7 o'clock in the morning, this guy's out there tilling in his garden in the fucking city.
That's what old retired people do.
Yeah.
Work on
and he was like,
in the morning.
And I remember being super impressed as this guy was, like, helping her. Yeah.
Me. Not us. Me.
No, sure. I was just like, I'm just like,
I don't
my
need
backpack.
to eat today. Give him your money, Heather.
And my saddle shoes, you know. I didn't know. I barely remember. I don't even know I don't know why I didn't do anything. I mean, what could I have done?
Yeah, because you were a kid.
I probably was scared.
I was scared. I was like, take the lunch
I
money.
probably ran away and hid behind a tree or something.
You did. You were like behind a bush or something.
What? So I would never have let that happen in the future. I stood up for her many times in the future. But Heather had to take one for the team on that one.
I have a lot of trauma in my life, okay? At some point, I'm going to
I'm going to find those boys. I'm going to kick their ass. Remember she beat my sister's ass when she was 8? It's over. 40 years ago, it's done.
At some point, I'm going to have to sit down and chronologically write out all of the traumatic experiences I've gone through in my life.
That's what the podcast is good for.
Yeah.
Start doing your own. Yeah. I'm telling you, just do exactly what we're doing, only you talk to yourself. And just tell your story. Remember getting locked outside in the winter?
Oh.
And also the summer.
Is that when, you keep mentioning about the dog bones. Is that when we ate the dog bones?
Okay, so we ate the dog bones. I didn't tell the story in my original one. I told it, I did tell them like how they used to lock us out when we'd be sledding and we'd be freezing and like, they're like, if you come in, you have to go to bed. I'm like, good, I'll be warm. I don't give a fuck. You act like that's punishment. I'm freezing my ass off. This is legit. Like, legitly.
We're not just running in
and they acted like we ran it out. We didn't.
No. At one time was running in and out.
Like my dad only had we were scared of my dad. We respect that's why he did what he did because he wanted us to respect him and we did. But
he used fear. As respect.
But we also secretly hated him and snuck around and did shit anyway. So
it wasn't that secret.
Well, here's something our dad made us do, which I didn't mention. He used to make us kiss him goodnight every night.
And call him daddy.
And call him daddy. I did mention they called him daddy because when I had to wake him up for when I puked SpaghettiOs all over the place because he didn't know how to feed us correctly. Yeah. Let's talk about how there's squash problem.
I still can't eat squash. Andy would cook squash, and
I love squash. I still can't eat mushrooms. I think a kid should get a couple things. You get a few things. You can't say I hate all vegetables. Nah, you can pick one or two.
Is my only thing.
Mushrooms was my only thing, but here's what they did. They put mushrooms in fucking everything. Because I hated them. Hated them. That's like the only thing. I ate a fucking boiled eggplant. I tried to eat a fish with an eye. Not Tony, but Justin remembered that. He's like, I remember the eye. I was like, that was fucked up. It was the same night we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. And it was like, I was so
Did you
sad.
not get to watch the movie?
Nope, I want to eat the fish. Somehow you ate the fish with the eye.
I wanted to watch
the fucking cannibal.
Because I wanted to watch
I was like looking at it. It was looking at me. I was looking at it. I'm like, I can't do this.
Let me tell you, because...
But yeah, I was like so upset at myself that I couldn't eat it. I tried. I fucking tried.
Try hard enough.
I think it had scales and bones too.
It did. You
Who
didn't try
feeds
hard
that to
enough.
their kids?
You didn't try hard enough. That's all I have to say about that.
Sandy was like, is something wrong with the food? I'm like,
yes.
It has an eye. And she got really mad at me when I said that. Like, why would you give a kid a fish with an eyeball? You couldn't cut the eye out, at least?
If you poked the eye, it squirted water at
Oh my... You ate the eye?
Hell no, I didn't eat the eye.
And you got to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, of course.
All right, so they made me go to bed, and of course our room's on the other side where the TV and the speaker and everything is. So it's like, hello, Donatello. I'm like, I hate I just sat there and cried. Tony hates that story because he says it's super sad. He said,
I mean, it's the story of our life. That was not the only situation.
I said that's so minor. I just remember it because it was the eye.
That story made him sad? How about not having a birthday?
I didn't talk about
I mean,
that.
Technically... Oh, you never talked about that?
We can talk about it.
That's traumatizing.
Yeah.
That's some fucked up
I didn't
shit.
talk about it because, like... And what was it for? Like, if
For absolutely
like,
nothing.
I ate a piece of bologna or something, and my dad's like, all right, no birthday this year. It was like
2 years in a row.
It was my 13th birthday.
You didn't have a birthday 2 years in a row.
And for what?
I don't know.
And my dad,
I don't even know why I didn't get a birthday.
Come on, Dad.
Didn't.
Yeah, why didn't you get a birthday?
I didn't get a birthday because I went to Krista's house after school without asking permission.
Maybe that's what I did, because I did that quite often. And I was like, I missed the bus. That is something I will never, ever do again. The dog just opened the door.
He's a fucking asshole.
That's fucking weird. Do you have thumbs, dude? I'm not a big people person where I have to be like around people. It's hard for me sometimes.
I mean,
I love my sister and I want her to feel better, but...
I mean, the trouble is that I'm such a people pleaser, though, that I'm just, like, sitting around all day for all these people to just show up instead of telling them, like, giving them boundaries and saying, no, this is what I'm doing and this is when you can be here. And if you can't be here at that time, then I won't be able to see you.
So that's something you need to work on.
100% I am.
Boundaries are important.
100% I am.
My boundaries, I just don't answer the phone.
Because then I just make myself miserable because I'm, like, worried about making myself available to these people when really they should be making themselves available to me.
That stresses me out when I have to rush here, rush there, being rushed. Like, what's taking you so long? I'm like, dude, I got 5 minutes ago. Like, I don't like being rushed. Don't do that to me. Can anything ever be on your time? That's boundaries right there.
Let me tell you what's going to change with all of this shit that I'm going through right now. The one thing that's going to change is I'm going to quit bending myself to other people.
Yes.
And I'm going to start saying no, and I'm going to start having boundaries, and people aren't going to fucking like it.
Yep. They're going to be an Amy. That's what I do. And people don't like me. Here's the thing, why people don't end up, like, hating me. It happens, trust me. They're like, because I'm cool, I'm fun. I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as you, like, piss me off, they, like, snap. And then they're like, oh my God, Amy's a bitch. And then they don't like me anytime after that. That's how it goes for me. And I don't care, because I don't like people that much. You know, don't piss me off. Don't be an asshole. I just don't like being disrespected. That's all.
It's not even that. I'm just done trying to live my life to make other people
You do that.
happy.
That's our dad's trait that you have in you, which I do not possess, but he's a people pleaser. You have to please people in order to do that.
But he does it for different reasons than I do it.
He likes it for his own
He does it for different
self-esteem.
reasons than I do it.
I kind of think our dad is a sociopath. I think I mentioned that before, and our mom's a narcissist, but they might both be different forms of narcissists. I'd like to think my dad wasn't a sociopath, but it kind of seems like he is. They're very closely linked. The difference is that narcissists actually care about other people. They just want to be the center of attention, but they still care about other people. Sociopaths care about nobody but themselves. They care about how everything affects them, and they're narcissists. They're the worst kind, actually. But how did you get there, Dad?
Right.
I mean, you should have just been nicer. I mean, is it that hard? We were good kids. You made us feel like we were bad kids. We weren't. Like, oh no, Heather and Amy are in the kitchen doing the dishes like fucking Cinderella over here and talking about how we're treated like how Justin gets to go do all this shit. He gets to go to all the football games and hang out with all his friends and do whatever the fuck he wants. And we're treated like the fucking like the housemaids or whatever.
Like locked. We were like
we were treated very badly and very poorly because our dad was like very strict and made us do all this stuff. I mean, Justin suffered less than we did, but
we were like a mix between Rapunzel and Cinderella because we were like slaves, but we were also
Cinderella's
like,
Cinderella's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
I think that's better than Rapunzel, but
also locked away.
But we were also kept in the middle of nowhere and like no one to get to us. And he made us work. He made us cord tassel at 13, which I fucking hated, and we didn't have a choice. He just signed us up, and guess what? Kept all our money because I never saw a penny of it.
Really?
Did you ever get any money?
I don't remember.
I didn't get any money.
So they paid us in a bulk check, and I don't remember what.
No, they didn't. They never paid me in any. Heather, they never gave me any money.
To the money. Oh, you know what? We had to use it to buy our school clothes.
We bought our own.
I forgot about that. We bought.
What the fuck? I'm glad
we used it to buy our school clothes. Yep.
Are you kidding me? They didn't buy us school clothes.
School supplies. At least 1 year that happened. I
only did corn tasseling 1 year, and then or maybe 2, maybe 14 too. It was misery. Oh, speak of the man. Can you? No, please. No.
Hello. Hello. Hey.
How's it going?
All right. Amy's here with me right now.
Hi, Dan.
Yep, I just wanted to see how he was doing. I just got home, so.
Doing okay. The dreary weather is annoying, but what are you gonna do? Yeah. I think Andy's brother and sister are supposed to stop by. They haven't really given me a time, but they're supposed to be here any moment.
So I'm gonna high five him and we'll see you later.
Yeah, everybody's around.
I just want to say a couple other ones while I'm thinking of it because it just popped in my head. Just like talk about this one. Remember you said kick the bottom of the bunk bed. So we had bunk beds like our entire life, even
I would
teenagers.
lift the whole bunk bed up with my feet.
Yeah, she would lift it all up, and you would get mad at me, like if I did so. Like if I did something and didn't admit it because that was pretty common because I never get in trouble. I was like, well, if I'm going down, you guys are going down with me, and you'd be so mad at me. She'd like kick the bottom of the bed, like just tell the truth. I'm like, I am telling the truth.
Do that.
Get mad.
I would go into long, drawn out reasons why you should just tell the truth too.
I would be like, are you still talking? I mean, a lot of that. Like I didn't like it. Like fuck that. Like I always questioned, like, why am I in trouble? Like because I was hungry. Oh no, isn't that your job to feed me? Like I'm not allowed to eat. Like we didn't even have lunch because we had to take our own lunch, which I know is really cool to take your lunch now. Did you know that? Yeah, it's cool to take your own lunch. Not when I was in school. You were like lame if you brought your own lunch. And we didn't even have good food. We had like
Nutty Buddy bars.
Like all the kids would have like these cute little like wheat bread and pudding snack packs. Nope, we had like the off-brand Oreos, which Carissa called me on that. Like we didn't have Fritos, we had corn chips. We had the worst cereals. We had nothing
bologna
sweet.
Sandwiches.
It wasn't even bologna. It was like pickle loaf. Like on white bread.
Apple juice boxes.
Yeah, we looked like we didn't even have juice boxes.
We had the hugs. We had those like cheap.
We had hugs. We didn't have hugs. We had Kool-Aid that we put in a jug, and I hated Kool-Aid. And if you even thought about drinking the milk, better not even think about drinking that milk. Or the Diet Pepsi that we used to fill up with water. Used to do things, like weird things sometimes. Like they would buy, like one time Sandy would like buy a soda. Like, you guys get to pick out 12 sodas for the whole summer. For 12.
The whole summer. It was only in the summer.
You're welcome.
We each got one pallet of our soda.
It was always a big deal if we got something.
But I think that's why we're not materialistic, because
we got so little. My kids aren't either, and that's why. Elena a little bit more than my son because her dad spoiled her, but Elijah does not care about money at all. Why he doesn't have a girlfriend, and he said because girls are just drama. What a smart dude. I was like that. You can just live in my basement for the rest of your life, buddy.
I'll tell you what, though. Girls are only as dramatic as the men that are with them.
Not all of them. Some of them are just crazy pants. We know some of them. I was going to talk to you. Let's talk about, what was that? Going to Grandma Lean's real quick. That was a good time. Remember when Sherry used to rescue us?
Yeah, and then she ended up being a big thing. Yeah. That was one thing I think our dad tried to stand up for us for.
With Sherry, yeah, because she was like Sherry like called our dad and was like told him like,
and he didn't like that we were there like slaving away at
and rubbing her warty back.
Yeah,
there was like this one real big wart right in the middle of her back, and you like had to avoid the wart, like rubbing around the wart.
Gross. It was more like it was like that.
And she took her shirt off. She answered the door one time with her.
That's child abuse, by the way. That's fucking child abuse. But her exposing her big round. But that is child abuse to expose your naked body to young children like that. Like, what the frig?
I think that everybody would agree that that's fucking.
It's just
not right.
I at the time, I mean, even at the time, we knew that it wasn't right. But now, as an adult, I know just how.
Well, remember when Sandy got mad at her when she came to the door with her fucking shirt off? She's like, "Mom, put your shirt on." Justin was with us,
and I don't know if she was mad about Justin seeing it or that we were exposed to it. I don't think she realized like we're always exposed.
Like this
to
always happens, yeah. And we were like, and it was summer and it was nice, and we were like there. We'd already been there a week, and they like said we had to stay another week, and she's like, "Oh, I could use them for another week," and I was like, and horrified.
This lady,
horrified,
like, zero fucks given,
and zero fun. Like there was, we were kids. Like I don't want to come work for this woman. Yep. We had to like, her house was disgusting. We had to like sit there and clean her whole house.
She was a hoarder.
And I was very unhappy there. And we had to mow her lawn, and it was awful. Heather got stung by bees there.
One of many times.
And it was just, I hated it there. And like my heart, I had to go to market with her and stuff and load everything and do it. It was just like a little slave all the time. I hated it.
We were not children, we were slaves.
So I remember like I got on the phone, like somehow she like fell asleep, and I got on her phone and called my Aunt Sherry.
I would have never had the guts to do that.
Fuck yeah, I was promised 1 week. My week was up, and they're like, "Oh, shit, another week." And she watched Westerns.
1 week.
1 week, that's it. And there was only one TV, and we had
Bonanza.
It was Bonanza, and she had like these comic books. We had the comic books. I would read the comic books. We had there was nothing for us to do.
Nothing to do.
Like, except Sarah would like talk about how much we hated that we were there.
Do you remember the gross bedroom we had to stay in?
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Aunt Sherry's, and I was going.
We were supposed to go, and then we went to Aunt Sherry's and drank wine coolers.
Yeah, we did. Aunt Sherry was like the cool fun aunt. Like, she was like, "You guys want a wine cooler?" Like, for real? I remember when she gave Justin a cigarette. He was acting like he was using to light fireworks, and I saw him hitting it, and I was like, "That looks fun."
That looks fun.
No, she was. Do you remember going to the store with her and her pulling buttons off of clothes so that we could get them for like discounted prices, and then she'd sew them back on?
Get the frig out of
You were there with us when we did it.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah,
vaguely maybe. No, I don't really remember that.
I loved going to Aunt Sherry's, even though she was a naughty little shit and like teaching us bad things. Like, she was fun. It was like fun.
She was fun.
We always had fun, and TT was always around too, and Marcy I think was still in college at that time. Because she's young.
She worked at Claire's. And I remember she
pierced my ears. You see how crooked they are, Marcy? You gotta fix that shit.
I remember her working at Claire's and just bringing like tons and we would sell the stuff, the Claire's.
Yeah, that was Sherry used to work at Claire's too.
Oh,
that was all Sherry's stuff.
I didn't realize that.
And we had we'd like match them all up, and she showed us how to make them anew. Like, you could match one up with another one, and we had a big rack sale.
Yeah. And sold tons of stuff.
It was. I loved going. And we used to go to the the movie store without shoes on. She's like, "You don't have to wear shoes." We're like, "We don't have to wear shoes?
What?
Let's go!" And I remember I slammed my toe in the door.
That's why you wear shoes.
Yeah, I wore shoes every time. Actually,
bad influence, Sherry.
Yeah, but it was still fun. That's where I got my swimmer's ear. Was at their pool, their grandpa's pool.
I remember.
And it's never been the same. I'm a double ear infection right now, probably as a result from that.
I remember thinking Taylor as a baby was just the prettiest baby.
She was. Do you remember when she was snarfing poop in the backyard? Taylor watches these. So Taylor. Taylor, when you were a kid, there's a couple of them that watch them, but Taylor, when you were a kid, you used to snarf turds in the back. I remember, like, the first time I ever heard the word snarfing was from your mom, talking about
things when we were playing.
She was playing in the sandbox, because Sherry and Sean had this, like, huge sandbox in the back where they would play. She was just sitting there just, like, snarfing, like, fucking, I guess, cat turds, because that's the only thing that would be shitting in the...
No, it wasn't things. It was who, what, when, where, why.
Who, what, when, where, why. That Sherry made up that game. Marcy told me
best game ever.
Yeah. Yeah. We should play that game. Well, we're gonna pick up. It's close. We're gonna pick up on Sunday, and we'll like talk a little bit more. Maybe you can think of some good talking points, because we were kind of like all over the place, which is fine because it doesn't matter when this happened. It happened. Maybe think of some more traumatic things that happened in your childhood time between the ages of being born and 18. Because, I mean, there's more trauma after that, but that's as an adult. So those are all self choices. everything after that, but you can see what kind of choices she made based on the childhood. Yeah.
I remember you talking about Leon's death a lot in the other ones.
The very first season is the family story, which is just our, like, season 1 or episode 1 is us and, like, living with our mom or with our parents, and then they got divorced and our mom, and finding out about the cheating, and then us going to live with our mom, and then our dad meeting Sandy, and then them having children, Leon and them, and that Leon used to go pick me up at daycare. He used to pick me up when I'd cry before they were even knew each other, which is weird. And that's what that first is, just like that. Yeah. And then the next one is our life at our dad's, and then the episode 3 is our life with our mom and the build up to the crack addiction and eventually the death, which is the last episode. And then when Leon died, I was 17, so then I turned 18, and then that's the end of like I call it the dollhouse. And then from there you go, each season's separate, okay, like adulthood story, because we all have some fucked up shit, except Justin, because he did things right, apparently.
Justin?
Yeah. But he got saved from a lot of he did. Here's why. He's not my mom's kid.
Let me tell you why Justin isn't. I mean, he has collateral trauma, but his own life isn't traumatic.
Right. So his mom very well, Sandy was a great, great mother. I mean, to him, definitely. She was more like I am as a mother, like a little bit more reserved and not as like nurturing and loving, but I just loved her from the moment I met her. I just wanted her to like me. And in the end, I think she saw a lot of stuff that, like, I remember her telling me that she had a different perception of us because of our dad. But, like, as she learned about, like, this dishonesty that my dad sometimes does often, that, like, in her own life, then she realized that we were really actually good kids, and she, like, was very prominent in my life, much more than my dad was as an adult. So, it says a lot. She was a good woman. Very good woman. She was a good woman. She just didn't, we all make mistakes. I was not the best stepmom. So I don't think I think that her deciding that she'd parent Justin and our dad would parent us was a bad decision. She probably didn't ever have to do that in her life and didn't realize how horribly wrong it would be, considering.
They probably came to that decision so that they wouldn't fight about parenting, so that the kids wouldn't cause them.
But you have to understand that when you bring kids into a home together, that you have to have the same parent, be on the same page.
It fucks up the kids.
Yeah, because it's not fair to the children.
It fucks up the kids.
As it was for us.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fucked up, and I think that she regretted that in the end there. And maybe our dad too. Who knows? We'll find out when I interview him.
I'm sure our dad has no clue how that fucked us up.
No, he doesn't think that fucked us up.
About how they parented Justin differently than us. I'm sure he has no concept of how that fucked us up.
I mean, yeah, you didn't let us have friends. You kept us. You made me unpopular. I got bullied. I got made fun of because I didn't have cool clothes.
And I was even worse.
Like, they didn't believe. They thought that I chose that because my brother's over here in a yellow Mustang looking all GQ, and I'm like wearing Kmart kicks because I don't have a choice, because I guess my corn to tasseling money was going towards my clothes. I don't know. I was a kid.
Yep. No, I'm sure he has no concept or could care less.
Could care less. Whatever. It's not his fault that his mom and dad didn't love him either. That's the story for another day. All right.
Generational trauma.
Yeah. Pass the torch. I'm not.